Some transmissions were never meant to be found. Some experiments were never meant to be repeated. At 2:17 a.m., inside a restricted corridor, a camera captured the last images of a fleeing operator. Breathing hard, footsteps echoing, the emergency lights flickering overhead. And then, a single word transmitted through the interference. Ω-731. For decades, this file circulated only through internal channels, buried, classified beyond clearance, erased from every public registry. But files don't stay dead, not when they leave scars. Tonight, you'll see the fragments they failed to destroy, the pieces that survived the burning rooms, the corrupted servers, the silence. This is the investigation they feared would resurface, the project no one ever claimed, and the experiment that became uncontrollable. Welcome to Ω-731. The footage begins with a POV shot. Someone is running through a long concrete hallway. The camera shakes violently as alarms pulse in the background. A security voice repeats, "Containment breach, Sector 4, evacuate immediately." The runner looks back, and for a fraction of a second, a silhouette appears at the end of the corridor. Tall, unsteady, almost human. The footage cuts. The next surviving item is a table filled with Polaroids. Old, degraded, covered in dust. Each photograph shows something different. Experiments, symbols, maps, blurred faces. But one detail connects them all. Every single image bears a faint neon imprint, the symbol Omega. When investigators reviewed the material, they realized something unsettling. The mannequin-like observer, the figure seen only once in the original recording, appeared in multiple photos, standing behind scientists, behind soldiers, behind people who never noticed it was there, almost as if it had always been part of the project and always watching. A laboratory photograph from 1923 emerges. Scientists in white coats, faces erased from the photo, as if manually scratched away. In the center, a beaker containing a glowing green solution, the earliest record of the Omega compound. Archival notes describe neurological displacement, obsessive mimicry, and loss of identity after prolonged exposure. But the last entry ends abruptly. Subject no longer responds as human. Whatever they created, they couldn't control. A holographic map overlays the screen. Pinpoints light up across the globe. Some still active, others crossed out. One location blinks red, then disappears entirely. Not deactivated, erased. Ω-731 wasn't a place. It wasn't a subject. It wasn't a project. It was all three: a system, a network, and something that spread far beyond the lab that birthed it. A modern interface tries to rebuild the corrupted footage. Each fragment appears for only a second. A face, a room, a symbol, before glitching out. Finally, the system stabilizes just long enough to reveal a man's face, blurred, eyes blacked out, mouth sealed with a digital strip. And then, it looks directly at the camera, even though it shouldn't be aware. The reconstruction collapses. A lonely corridor, rows of shelves disappearing into darkness. Papers drift across the floor, lifted by an unseen draft. A single neon folder glows among the dust. As the camera approaches, a mannequin-like figure stands motionless beside it, expressionless, waiting. When the hand reaches for the folder, everything falls. A sound like bones hitting concrete, but the figure never moves. The next recovered clip shows an operator in a protective suit, not touching the documents directly, but using a tool to move them as if they were contaminated. Every time the papers shift, the lights flicker. Omega symbols flash in the distortion, and a biological alarm activates in the distance. Exposure detected. Seal the room. The operator freezes. The recording cuts. All images, all documents, all sites, connected by a repeating geometry, a loop, a cycle, Omega. It appears not just in files, but in scars on skin, in floor markings, even in the iris of one recovered subject. Whatever Ω-731 was, it replicated itself, overwriting anything it touched. The final surviving video shows a gloved hand throwing classified documents into a burning chamber. The flames flicker green, chemical, unnatural. For a moment, a human silhouette appears inside the fire, as if something were alive within it. A faint sound escapes, a muffled scream, or a voice. Erase it. The system collapses. Files burn. And yet, the truth refuses to stay dead. Ω-731 was not destroyed. It was contained, buried, locked beneath layers of silence. But now that you've seen the fragments, now that you've opened this transmission, Ω-731 knows you, and it always remembers those who seek it.